Welcome to the Pudgy Show! Yay! With Pudgy Hedgehog! Hi, everybody! Hi, FTHC! Hi, everybody out there in YouTube land! Pudgy's very glad to see everybody today. Yay! Well, on today's show, Pudgy's gonna be playing Vintage Story. Hooray! So, let's go ahead and get going here. Okay, single player, and we're gonna do the YouTube story. Uh-oh, Pudgy's got all sorts of buttons here. Okay, gotta move this over there, move that over there. Okay, there we go. Okay, chat's working on the screen. That's good. Yeah, Pudgy hasn't been able to fix that. There's still a little bit of a lag between when you type it in YouTube chat for it to appear on the Pudgy screen, but the fact that it's showing up on the screen, that's a plus, everybody, so at least that's working. Okay. Now, Pudgy has been playing Vintage Story a lot, off-stream. Because it's the only way that you're going to be able to get anywhere sort of ahead in this game. Okay, let's see. Okay. So, what has Pudgy been up to since the last time Pudgy did a show? Well, Pudgy has greatly expanded the farm. So Pudgy got more medium fertility soil and expanded out this way. Got a whole bunch of crops that are starting to be ready to be harvested. Pudgy found a whole bunch of fennel. Now, Pudgy was able to make enough glass to be able to make a greenhouse. Now, the greenhouse is not important right now. Because if you look in the upper left-hand corner of Pudgy's screen, it says summer 25 degrees Celsius. Whenever you convert that into Fahrenheit, that's like 85 degrees. So right now, we don't need to use the greenhouse. But whenever winter time hits, then this is when the greenhouse becomes very important. And then we can start growing crops even during the winter time. So Pudgy now has, Pudgy's still working on glass in here. So we got 1 greenhouse ready, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Oh. Okay. So Pudgy made a pit trap. And look what Pudgy caught. All those bad wolves that kept trying to eat Pudgy. So the good news, everybody, is the way the Vintage Story mechanics work is whenever you catch a wolf or a bear in a pit trap, then what happens is as long as you leave them down there, and you know what, let Pudgy shut the door just to be safe here. As long as you leave them down there, they don't spawn anywhere near your base. Now, whenever Pudgy needs to get leather, obviously we're gonna have to do something to the wolves. But as soon as you do something to the wolves, then the wolves start reappearing on other parts of the island. Speaking of which, so this is Pudgy's island. on the first exploration, we went over here. And it's basically a big green island that doesn't have any food on it other than one apple tree. And then on another show, we went north. We found one island with a berry bush. And then this big island where the Resonance Archive is, which is the one of the, well, it's the very first big in-game dungeon slash raid area for the game. Now, the good news is Pudgy eventually found it. And it's up there. But to get up there, boy, it took Pudgy a long time. Because it's basically almost vertical mountain cliffs and everything. So... But... look what Pudgy found to the west. There's an absolutely gigantic island. And it's full of mountains and cliffs and valleys and big caves and everything. So... when Pudgy went on the grand exploration, Pudgy went around the entire island along the coastline, and Pudgy found all sorts of food. So Pudgy has all new seeds and all new stuff planted, and now that all the farm is greatly expanded, Pudgy's able to start somewhat being able to survive. Of course, here's the bad part. So the calendar says this is the 24th of July. And, well, that means that eventually winter time is coming. Now this game, depending on where you set your game world, determines on how bad winter is. So, Pudgy picked temperate, which is problem number one, why there's not enough food. But also, problem number two is it means winter's coming. So eventually, snow and blizzards and nothing grows. So that's the reason why we gotta get the greenhouses online as quickly as possible. All right. First things first. Let's see. Ah, no, Pudgy doesn't have anything in the cook pot. Okay, let's see. Pudgy's got fennel. Okay, so 3 turnips. As with everything in this game, there's a lot of math involved. But the good news is, once you get that, used to things, 3 and 3, this will create turnip fennel stew. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Load that up with peat. All right, let's get the cook pot going. Okay. This game has a really good cooking system. There's all sorts of recipes. And, you can make stews. Pudgy's got the clay oven built, and that's important for making pies as well as bread. Which, you know what? Pudgy's got grain. That means Pudgy can make bread. Okay. Well, first things first, let's go ahead and stop starving here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Sorry everybody, just give Pudgy one moment. Pudgy needs to double check something. Pudgy go to Pudgy Hedgehog Adventures. Pudgy just wants to double check the audio. Okay, that's good. Pudgy can hear Pudgy. Pudgy can hear the game. Okay. Alright, so you have to load the oven with firewood, which Pudgy did. Let's see, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's time to do. That's the only problem with having the pit trap in Pudgy's base. It's... No, wait, cancel. Delete. Yes, Pudgy knows Pudgy died there. Pudgy doesn't need to be reminded about that. Okay, let's see. Rye. Okay, Pudgy wants to make 6 loaves of bread. So that means Pudgy needs 6 grain. Pudgy was able to make a quern, which is basically a big mortar and pestle. It allows Pudgy to grind grain. Now, if you see the little square opening on the top of the quern, it is possible to connect this to a windmill. This game, unlike Minecraft, it uses wind power. So you can automate the quern, and it will just automatically grind for you. Okay, so let's see. Pudgy's got flour. We also need water. So you put the water in the grid. You put the flour in the grid. It makes the dough. Okay. Alright, Pudgy's got to light the oven now. Okay. Alright, let's get the oven going. See, this is the neat part about whenever you watch Cooking with Sandra over on Mr. Raymond's show on King Dolphin TV. She's got an electric oven. She just like pushes a button and boom, it gets warm. Here in Vintage Story, you gotta load the oven with firewood. Actually, you gotta find the firewood. You have to make the oven. You have to heat the oven. Make the dough. It's a lot of work to make bread in this game. Oh, and if you look at the tooltip at the top of the screen, it shows what the temperature is on the oven. Okay, oven's ready. So now we have to load the oven. Okay. Alright, so we're making rye bread. And as you can see from the tooltip, it shows all the temperature readings for the rye dough. So there are 3 levels of cooking in the oven. There is partly baked, there's baked, and then there's well baked, which is charcoal. Now, as the bread bakes, it's gonna start changing colors. Okay, see, there we go. Part baked. Okay, we're looking for baked or well baked. It's also neat. Look at the bread in the oven. It's rising. That's a really nice attention to detail with this game. Okay, there we go. Rye bread. Okay, we get the bread out of the oven. And then load the other 2 dough in there. generally, if Pudgy's baking bread, you can get 2, maybe 3 full oven loads before it runs out of temperature. If you're baking pies, you're lucky if you get 2. Because as you can see, the oven temperature is starting to go down now. It has to be a certain minimum temperature to bake. But we're still at 255, so it's going to be okay. It just means it's going to bake slower. Okay, part baked. Now, with the 3 levels of cooking, not only does it determine the overall shape and color of the bread, it also determines how much health you gain from eating it. Okay, so now we got bread. Yep, bread. Okay. Now, the way this game works, whenever you cook something, it shows how fresh the bread is. So, if Pudgy just left it out, it's fresh for 8 days. Pudgy can put it into the food storage containers, and it will last up to 30. But also, it says when eaten 300 SAT. And what that means is satiety. Basically, it's the fancy word of saying how full you get from eating it. So, yeah, see, now that it's in the storage container... Oh, okay, they upped it. It's 59 days. Okay. All right, so... Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. So next on the official Pudgy agenda, we're gonna get into metalworking here. So Pudgy needs to make some ingots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 ingots. Oh, you know what? Pudgy should make some tools too. So 6. Definitely a pickaxe. 7. Yeah. 7. All right, so yeah, there's the wolves. They're like, Pudgy, let us out here. And Pudgy's like, no, Pudgy's not letting you out. All right, so we need to make 700 units of bronze. So Pudgy needs 18 nuggets of copper times by 7. So that's 6 and 5. And that'll be 126 nuggets of copper and 14 nuggets of tin. All right, so. Okay, there's the copper. $24, $26. Okay. Okay, and then Pudgy needs 14. Okay. 12. Okay, then charcoal. Okay. And if Pudgy got the math right here... Ah, there we go. 700 units of tin. Because each mold is 100 units. And then Pudgy also needs to make another pickaxe, which is 100. So, put in the charcoal. Okay, Pudgy needs a fire starter. All right, let's get the fire pit going. Pudgy has a friend over on Twitch. His name's Dr. Deadbones. He actually does real-life blacksmithing. Yeah, he's got the forge and the hammers. He's also got a maker mart. Basically, every piece of metal thingy that he makes, he stamps with his well, its initials and a little design that all blacksmiths basically have. Every so often, he does a blacksmithing stream, and it's always fun when Pudgy watches it. The only problem is that it's really expensive to do a blacksmithing stream because, you know, he's got plenty of raw material. The main thing is the propane to run the forge. Yeah, it's not like Vintage Story here where Pudgy's using charcoal. Long time ago, Pudgy went with Cobalt, Pudgy's Eagle friend, to a Renaissance festival, and they actually had a guy, you know, big burly guy with a big white beard, that he was just sweating like crazy, but there was a huge fire going in the middle, and he was actually working steel. He was making tomahawks at the time, you know, the little throwing axes, which, yes, Pudgy realizes tomahawks do not lend themselves to the medieval times, but there is a medieval version of a tomahawk. You know, so throwing axes were common, just, you know, tomahawk is a Native American term. Yeah, we gotta get up to 1,300 degrees, you know, for the, you know, to melt the copper and tin into bronze. There is one step higher on bronze. It's called meteoric bronze. You have to find a meteor. Problem is Pudgy, well, the game says there's meteors. Pudgy has never found one. You know, apparently they're very rare. Yeah, the way this game works, you progress through the ages. You start off in the Stone Age with stone tools. Then you go to the Pottery Age. That's when you start doing pottery. And then the Copper Age, you know, when you start doing copper. Bronze Age, which is, you know, copper plus tin, bronze. And then the next age after that is Iron. And Iron is really good. It is also very expensive in terms of materials because there's all these extra processing steps to get to iron. And then eventually, somehow, you're able to get the Steel Age. Now, steel is even worse. Because once you get going on iron, you know, you think, hey, it's not that hard to switch to steel, but there's all these extra processes. You got to build a blast oven. It's like, well, not blast oven, blast furnace. You also have to build a coke oven. It's like they really went into full details. Hi, Brandon. Yeah, we're currently doing metalworking here in Vintage Story. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, we are real close. Okay, and then Pudgy's got to put the tongs in. Okay, and then that. Okay. And get, wait. Yeah. And get one. And get two. And get three. And get four. Ingot 5. Ingot 6. And the pickaxe. Okay, so now, can Pudgy watch in between all the layers of molten metal without burning Pudgy's self? Alright, yes, Pudgy can. Ta-da! Pudgy HUD! HUD, 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 HUD! Yay! Thank you everybody for stopping by the Pudgy Show tonight. Pudgy truly appreciates each and every one of you. Okay. Alright, so the bronze is cooling down. We can leave that alone. Okay. Okay, we'll put that back, put that back. Okay, it's midnight, it's sleepy time. Pudgy hopes everyone's having a good night tonight. Or day, or morning, whatever the case may be. Yeah, Pudgy knows. Okay. Okay, we got some turnip stew. Alright. Okay. Good, we got ingots now. And the neat part is we can just put out the ingots. Okay, pickaxe. Wait, no. Boy, those wolves are loud, aren't they? Oh, good, more ride came in. Okay, that flax is still growing. Flax is still growing. The main thing that Pudgy's running into is that, just like in real life, certain crops grow at certain times, and the rye doesn't really doesn't like the summer. What the heck was that? No, they're still down there. You know what the funny part is? Pudgy originally captured one wolf, and then all of a sudden, 5 appeared. So they're all hanging out in Pudgy's, Pudgy's wolf pit. Let's see, Brandon says, well, you're making metal. I'm warming up some burritos for dinner. Oh, hi, QFI Baka. Control Shift right click, you can put down stuff. Yeah, that's very true. That's what Pudgy's been doing. Yeah, Control Shift and well, can't do it with the pickaxe, but yes, yeah, you have to find a wall to lean up the pickaxe. But yeah, but thank you very much for the tip. That's a valid piece of information there. Okay. Okay, dokie. Get a torch. Alright, got one of those. Okay. Now, recently, Pudgy... Yes, hello! Pudgy's very glad you stopped by tonight, QFI Baka. Yay! All right, so all these little dots over here are prospecting readings that Pudgy took for metal. So this island has, or at least based on the readings, really good copper. Pudgy has not found any other metals other than surface tin. No, actually, no. Pudgy did find a very small pocket of tin ore. Oh, hanging out before work. Oh, good. Well, thank you for stopping by. So, Pudgy went exploring and found a big island to the west of Pudgy's Island. And there was all sorts of food. The big problem is that Pudgy ran into is that everything on this side of the island is like really, really high cliffs. But there are some places to land. So there is a thought that Pudgy had to go back over here and set up a house or a little base. But in order to do that, there's one of two possibilities. Possibility number one is we start the ship creation process. Now, to do a ship, it requires a whole lot of materials. But you know what? Pudgy's sort of good on copper right now. Yeah, there's that wolf again. Okay. Well, you know what? 2, 3... Okay. Okay, let's get going. For those of you just joined in the Pudgy Show, if you're thinking, hey, this game looks a lot like Minecraft. Yep. Yes, it does. The reason why is because the nice makers of this game, they started off as a Minecraft mod. But they added so much stuff into their mod that they broke Minecraft. So the only way that they were able to complete the process was to start their own game. Okay, roller logs. Okay, so now we have to do the... Wait. Every time Pudgy starts his sailboat business, it's always... You're supposed to be able to turn it. Wait. Wait a minute. Pudgy needs 5 rollers? Okay. Alright, that was a mistake. See, the thing is that you build the ship on land, and then you have to launch it into the water. So step 1, we need to... Well, step 1, Pudgy's got to eat something. Pudgy forgot that you need 5 rollers. So that is 15 pieces of firewood. Okay. Wait, nope. No more turnip stew. Oh. Okay, Pudgy baked bread. Bread works. Okay. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2 rollers. 3 rollers. 4 rollers. And 5 rollers. The ship construction process requires a lot of materials. So first things first. We gotta get to the construction site. Might even be beneficial for Pudgy to make an emergency shelter over on this side. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Oh. Big cave there. Okay. Okay, now why won't let Pudgy rotate it? Alt R, no. Okay. You used to be able to rotate it. Well, they took that out for some reason. Hey man, Pudgy's doing something wrong here. Okay. Okay, a ship. Hey, was that a deer? It is a deer. Okay. Roller locks. Okay. It says that Pudgy should be able to rotate it. Okay. All right. There used to be a tooltip that would come up with the whole boat building process. Actually, wait a minute. There's a way you can switch to third person in this game. Use tool mode to rotate. Requires a suitable location near the water to start the boat construction site. Boat will roll towards the blue highlighted area. Use tool mode to rotate. Oh, come on. What? Okay. Every time Pudgy starts this, it's always the same thing. Okay, how do you rotate shipbuilding, roller logs, and vintage story? There was a tooltip that used to be in the game. Okay, It's the F key. Okay, west, no. F. South. Ah, okay. There we go. It used to say in this game, press the F key on the keyboard. F is in fudge. Okay, so it says that Pudgy needs okay, we need 8 firewood and 9 logs. Okay. And let Pudgy put on the map. Ship, building, site. Okay. F5. Alright, there we go. Okay, now the big question here is, what does Pudgy construct the ship out of? Because once we start, you have to use the same type of wood throughout the entire ship construction. Now, the good news is Pudgy has a whole bunch of pine trees nearby. So you know what? Pine is probably a good idea. Yeah, because Pudgy could use birch, but Pudgy hasn't been able to find a lot of birch trees. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna need the axe. Alright, it's 5:54. We still got time. Dun, 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 dun. And the other thing that Pudgy has to worry about is pine trees are the source of resin. Resin is an important building component in this game. So before you chop down a pine tree, you gotta check to see if it has resin on it. Because once you cut it down, it never makes resin ever again. And only certain trees will do the resin. Okay. Okay, it is 6:21. We still got time. Run! Run! Hey, there's a goat over there. Or is that a ram? That's a ram. Okay. Boing, boing. Okay. Okay, 9. Shift. Okay, so Pudgy needs 8 firewood. Alright, 2 and 13. Okay. Okay. Okay, so next on the agenda is we need 18 pine boards and 2 of those thingies. Okay. But you know what? Wait back. We gotta get back to the house before it gets dark out. Whoops. Okay. Alright, now this is the second time the Pudgy's built a ship in this game. So the first time, that was rough because Pudgy kept running out of materials. And also Pudgy didn't know how to do certain things. So they want Pudgy to make a... That weird symbol was a plum and square. So Pudgy needs a stone. Okay, let's see. Alright, so stone, stick, stick, and string. Okay. All right. See, this is where growing flax becomes very important. Okay, so a string. And then Pudgy needs some stones. Yeah, we'll use a shell stone. Okay, so stone. Okay. All right. Got 2 of those. Okay. All right, now does Pudgy have any pine? Let's see, oat log, oat log, oat log. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. See, this is the problem with having all these separate chests. Pudgy keeps losing stuff. Okay, that's a fence. Alright, nope. Okay, and it's 9 o'clock. So it's off to sleepy time. Okay. Alright, so we are gonna need a lot more pine lumber. Okay. Moving all the cattails over there is important for making rope. Okay. So is there any resin on this one? No resin. All right. Ah, great. Now that the deer's turning left over here. That means that this area is becoming temporarily unstable. It means that the longer you stay over in this area, there's a possibility that you eventually go to the realm where the time monsters live. Okay, there is no resin on this one, so cut down this pine tree. All right, and there we go. Now, the big problem that Pudgy runs into every time when Pudgy starts the shipbuilding process is that, well, Pudgy starts to deforest the area. So it's important to, like Pudgy has a pine cone here. That means we can plant the pine tree. Okay. Oh, there. Actually, wait, those weren't goats. Those are sheep. Okay, so we need 16 pine boards. All right, so there's the pine. Wait, no, there's the pine. And Pudgy has a saw. So we do 24. Think, and think. Okay. Okay, and now it wants 20 pine boards. Okay, 20 pine boards. And now it wants 24 pine boards. Okay. Okay, 24 pine boards. And now it wants 28 boards. Okay. Okay. And now it wants 16 pine boards. Okay, now it wants 32 pine boards. And it wants 36 pine boards. 2, 3. 36. Now it wants 40 pine boards. And now it wants 44 pine boards, but Pudgy doesn't have... Okay, so let's see. 2, 3, 4... Yeah, let Pudgy build the emergency shelter real quick first. Because this will give Pudgy space here. Alright. Okay, so we need to go get more pine. Boing, 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 boing. Boing, boing. Now, every time Pudgy wanders over into this area, Pudgy's now running into a new problem. Bears. And not nice bears like Snortopopus, you know, Pudgy's polar bear friend, mean bears. All right. Okay, that's 15. Okay. Yeah, we're looking for resin. If there's resin, we don't cut it down. Okay, no resin on this one. Okay. Oh, good. Pudgy found mushrooms. Of course, you know what the sad part is? These are the only 2 mushrooms on the entire island right now. But it's helpful. Okay, so Pudgy needs 44 pine boards. Okay. Thank you. Alright, and now it wants... Wait, what is that? 14? Oh, wait, is it the beams? Okay. Pine beam. Yeah, pine support beam. You need to have... Okay, the saw and the lod. Okay. So, missing 14 support beams. Okay, so... Right. Okay, so how does Pudgy make a debarked pine log? Ah, boy, Pudgy needs to go get the hammer. Okay, well. Okay, well, back to the house we go. Yeah, there's the pine tree. Or the pine cone that Pudgy planted. See, there's a trader over there, and you would think he would have something useful like, Pudgy does know. How about food? But no, he doesn't have food. He sells, you know, he's got paintings, you know, and he does sell pants, so that's a good thing. Okay, so Pudgy needs the hammer. Okay, so H to get into the crafting system, debarked pine log. So it is axe, hammer, and then log. So axe, hammer, log. Okay, debarked pine log. Hey, you know what? We're gonna plant a pine tree there. Okay. Okay, let's see. Boing, boing. Okay, so Pudgy needs 14 support beams. Alright, so log. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. Bing. Alright, and now we need 14 more support beams. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and now we need 16 boards. Okay, boards. Oh no. So once you debark the log, you can't make boards out of it anymore. Wait a minute, Pudgy's got boards. No, wait. We need 36 boards. Okay, time to go find the pine tree. Oh, those are carrots. Okay. Oh, more carrots. This is a shocker. These were not over here before. Okay. Hey, what's that? Flint? No, we don't need flint. Boing, 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 boing. Boing. Run, run, fast as you can. You can't catch Pudgy because Pudgy's the Pudgy Man. Okay, those were wolves. Oh, mushrooms. Copper? Yeah, Pudgy will take copper. Okay, these are just small trees, so that'll be fine. The resin comes out of the tall, straight one, so yeah, this shorter one is not gonna have it. Okay. Oh, geez, that was a bore. See, part of the reason why Pudgy's building over here is because, well, the wolves don't normally go along the coast. And the bears, they don't normally come over here. But now Pudgy has deer over here, so that means the bears might come over here. And what are you doing? You don't go out there. Okay, so 36 boards. Were you pushing, Pudgy? Don't push, Pudgy. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Hi, Sylvia. Hello, hello. Pudgy's very glad to see you. How are you doing tonight? Pudgy Hud. Hud, 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 Hud. Yay. Yeah, Pudgy's playing Vintage Story tonight. Vintage Story is like Minecraft, but it's got 1,000 times the details. Alright, so we need 36 boards. Okay, and now we need... Alright, Okay, we need 3 support beams, so then... See, it's good that Pudgy still has all these debarked logs, so... Alright, 3 beams. And then... And 24 of that. Yeah, we're building a sailing ship. Alright, bang. Okay, and now we need... Oh, wait, that's the rudder. Sweet. Okay, so now Pudgy needs 14 support beams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh, Pudgy's up. Okay, what? Bang. Alright. Okay, next on the agenda, Pudgy needs rope. So. But you can really see that Pudgy's got a good ship going on here. Okay, so we need rope. Okay, oh, while Pudgy's at it, might as well make some more of these. Yeah, for Pudgy's emergency shelter here. Dink. And dink. Sometimes it's the alignment that causes problems for Pudgy. Okay. Alright, so we now have an emergency shelter going on here. Boing. Okay. No, not that. Okay, that works. Okay, so we got mushrooms. Now, hopefully these are the good mushrooms that just make you full, or is it the type of mushrooms where Pudgy starts hearing Pink Floyd? Pudgy does not know. Okay, it's 4:32. There's still time. Okay, that's a freshwater lake. That's a boar. We're gonna leave the boar alone. Now, the good news is that you can make rope from cattails. And that's one of the reasons why that Pudgy moved all the cattails over here. Because it's always good to have a source of cattails, not only to make baskets, but also you can make traps. You can also use the reeds to make well, rope. Okay. You can also make a beehive out of them. Now, there is a way to raise bees in this game so that you have honey. And also wax. Wax is important because whenever you get into the food preservation system, you can seal crock pots and storage containers with the wax, and it will... Sorry, Pudgy, just gotta double check. Yeah, once you seal the crock pot with the wax, it greatly increases the amount of time that the food stays good within the crock pot or the storage container. Okay. All right, so to make rope, it's 3 across. Okay, Pudgy still needs more. Okay. Oh, wait. Pudgy's got more over here. Oh, where were the seeds? There they are. Carrot seeds. -10 to 32 degrees for planting. All right, we're good. Yep, there's those wolves again. Okay, carrots, or carrots, or carrots. Oh, good, the turnips are done. Yeah, see, the big problem with the turnips is, you know, they're another seasonal type vegetable. Once you get into summertime in this game, then it's like, okay, no more turnips. Uh-oh, Pudgy's knife broke. Oh, turnip seeds. Okay, yeah, we put those back. Okay, we put the seeds over here. Yeah, whenever it gets time for turnip season again, Pudgy's got 40 turnip seeds now and 37 rye seeds, so we're gonna be in business once Pudgy gets going. Okay, 6 and 3. Two, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, let's get the turnip stew going. Now, whenever Pudgy set up the world settings in this world, as well as the other worlds that Pudgy starts, always select the 24-hour clock and the realistic day. the default setting is a 24-hour day in basically 8 hours. So like 8 hours in game is a 24-hour day. So basically what that means is that whenever you play the game, you know, from morning to night is roughly an hour. So with time moving that fast, you know, and you know, if you're doing any big projects, you know, like ceramics or smithing, that's great. You know, that everything moves really quick. It also means that all of your food rots quicker. You know, so you start having problems. So how are you doing, Sylvia? Are you having a good day? Okay. So... Alright, where is... Okay. Got that. Okay, let's see. Oh, good. Pudgy's very glad you're doing well. Okay, there's rope. Alright, so Pudgy has 15 rope. Plus 6 rope, so we got 21 rope. Okay. So that's 24 rope. I did. That's twine. Okay, more twine. Okay, and now we do sleepy time in the game. Yeah, there's those wolves. Pudgy could dispatch the wolves, and you know, that'll stop the howling. But then the problem is that as soon as you take the wolves out of the pit, then it puts things back into rotation, and then the wolves start roaming the island again. Although, Pudgy heard them over there, so... there must be limitations to the predator thing. Alright, so Pudgy's got 24 rope. Okay. Okay, there's Pudgy's sailboat. Okay, it wants 17 rope. Okay, and now... Alright, it wants 10 rope and 21 cloth. So, 10 rope and 21 cloth. Okay. Alright, we're getting to the sail and rigging section. Now, the neat part is, once a sailboat is built, there's all sorts of slots, S-L-O-T-S, that you have in the boat. You can attach storage crates and chests and... don't you... and Pudgy. Pudgy, do the show. Go away, you stupid deer. There's what with all the deer over here, and they're coming over because Pudgy's building stuff. That means it's gonna attract wolves or bears, and that's the last thing Pudgy needs. Okay. Alright, so back to the Pudgy house we go. And Pudgy's starving again. Well, actually... Oh, wait, did Pudgy move all the pine... Yeah, Pudgy did move all the cattails. You may wonder why Pudgy has all these gates in front of the doors, or in the case of the other side, 2 gates in a row. It's basically to keep the monsters out. They have trouble going over stone fences. Oh, jeez, yeah, this is the problem that Pudgy has. Alright, the good news is that the ship is almost built. The bad news... Pudgy needs more cloth. And to make... Well, actually, wait a minute. Pudgy's got string. So that means... Okay, so Pudgy made 2 more cloth. Oh, wait. Good. Pudgy still got stew. Okay, so now... Okay, the big conundrum. In order to make cloth, Pudgy needs flax. Pudgy's got flax, but this stuff isn't gonna give Pudgy enough fibers. Oh wait, Pudgy's got more over here. Alright, so this means that Pudgy's gonna have to wait till this is ready. Okay. Well, pine boards, pine lodge, pine support beam. Oh, good. More flax. Okay. There is a way that you can make a metal knife, and the metal knife definitely does work better. But Pudgy doesn't want to waste the metal if Pudgy doesn't have to. Plus, the stone knife typically works fine. Yeah, see, this is a nice part about Vintage Story. Even if you run out of materials, you just always have access to the stone weapons and tools. Okay, now where'd the sticks go? Okay. Amber mold, ceramic axe mold. See, this is the thing. Every time Pudgy does the ship project, it always requires so many materials, and Pudgy always gets stuck on the sails and rigging part. Okay. That's 8 of 9. 8 of 9, 8 of 9. Was it over here? 8 of 9. Oh, there's 9 of 9. Okay, flax. Oh, good. Another turnip. Okay, put stuff back into the root cellar. Yeah, once we get into September, October in the game, then Pudgy can start planting turnips again. Also the rye. Yeah, because in addition to porridge, you can also make bread. And dough for pies. Oh, pie. Okay. Okay, cut down more cattails. Okay, fennel, spelt. Get some more parsnips. Yeah, Pudgy's in the process of laying down some pathways. Pudgy has enough open space, you know, because even if Pudgy doesn't seal the greenhouse, this is still a good place to plant stuff. Horsetail is used for medical supplies. Okay, no. Yeah, 2. All right, now. All right, so the boat project's on hold right now until Pudgy can make enough flax string to make enough cloth. And also for the cattails to grow in. So probably the next thing to do on the official Pudgy plan, you know, it'd make a lot of sense for Pudgy to have a pier. Because eventually what happens is that once the ship is built, it actually blows on the wind. So even, you know, okay, there's a way that you can make an anchor for the ship, but it's only decorative at this point. They've not yet implemented the actual anchor mechanics. It is coming, but they're having problems with it. See, a couple patches ago, they did a big update that added all sorts of sailboat mechanics. So you can raise and lower the sails, and depending on how much sail you have determines on how quickly the boat goes. They were experimenting with and was almost ready to go for implementation. Tacking, T-A-C-K-I-N-G. That's where you sail into the wind, and then you have another sail where the wind blows into and then reflects into the main sail. You don't go as fast as having the wind behind you, but you can still move forward. So they were very close to implementing it, but they were running into some technical problems. So they held that back with the sailboat mechanics. So it's still going to be a thing, just once they can, fix it. There was also at the very tippy top of the sailboat on the mast, there's a little flag. That flag is eventually going to be turning into a wind direction flag. So as you sail your boat around, that flag is going to change positions, and that will signify which. Sorry, Pudgy thought Pudgy heard something. That'll signify which direction the wind's blowing and how you would set up your sails for the tacking process. Okay. Yeah, those wolves are starting to get really confused now. They're like, "Let us out, Pudgy," and Pudgy's like, "Nope, nope. Pudgy's not letting you out. Because as soon as Pudgy lets you out, you're gonna eat Pudgy. Pudgy knows it." Now, there's a possibility. Pudgy could explore the big island more and probably be able to find flax over there. Of course, to get over there, that means Pudgy's gonna have to get the raft out. And it took basically all day for Pudgy to get over there. So it's a case of, if Pudgy goes over there, we're not coming back anytime soon. So, you know what? Let's do a little exploring here. It doesn't say if this mushroom's poisonous. Oh, there's some quartz down there. There are all sorts of caves underneath this area. Pudgy's gone down there. There's nothing down there other than monsters. Okay, let's check something out here. Oiled hide. Okay. there's different classes in this game. So you can get different armors and clothing. Like when Pudgy first started, Pudgy picked the Hunter class. So the Hunter class can make new outfits. Problem is that Pudgy did not pick Hunter for this go around. Pudgy just picked a commoner. Because whenever you pick a class in this game, it will result in you getting bonuses, but also you get a bunch of negatives as well. Yeah, for a game that requires mining, yeah, for a game that requires mining, the Hunter is claustrophobic. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, Pudgy's glass furnace is done. Okay. Well, let's eat the mushroom, see what happens. Oh, jeez. Shine on, you crazy hedgehog. We don't need no education. Dun, 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 dun. We don't need no groundhog control. Dun, 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 dun. No dark sarcasm in the forest. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, teacher! Leave Pudgy alone. Wow. There was something in that mushroom, everybody. Okay, whatever it is, it's starting to fade. Hey, rainbow wolves. Okay, we gotta been trying. Oh, jeez. How long do these effects last? Okay. So we got more glass to put in the greenhouse. Alright, so Pudgy needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more pieces of glass. Ugh. For those of you just joining Pudgy, Pudgy ate a mushroom. And Pudgy keeps hearing Pink Floyd everywhere. The good news, everybody, is that it's the effects are starting to wait until fade away now. Or is it getting worse? Pudgy doesn't know. Oh no, it's definitely worse. Okay, so quartz. And where did Pudgy put the fire brick? Yeah, fire brick over here. Shine on, you crazy hedgehog. Okay, this is really silly. Alright, Pudgy's still being affected by the mushroom. Why can we now see the path that the sun takes throughout the sky. Wow, we didn't even see clouds that we can't see normally. Yeah, you know what? It's probably a good idea for Pudgy to lay down here. It's not good to be able to taste color. Oh no, Pudgy hears monsters. Okay, the good news, Pudgy can no longer taste color. Oh, darn it. What are you doing in Pudgy's storehouse? All right. Get out of Pudgy's root cellar! You bad time monster. Bad time monster. You did not go in the root cellar. Okay, let's see. 93 days, 101 days, 92 days. Okay, 3 and 4. 3. Yeah, it definitely helps to have all the stuff nearby to one another. Okay, there we go. All right, so we have learned on this show that there are funny mushrooms in this game. There are also poisonous mushrooms, and there's also good mushrooms. Sad part is there is no way to tell other than try the mushroom and see what happens. Well, with one exception. Whenever the name of the mushroom is a death trap, yeah, that you can pretty much tell that that's gonna be a bad mushroom. Yeah, Brandon, why don't you leave Pudgy alone, monsters? As Pudgy's doing their best to sleep and not get all topsy-turvy. Yep, exactly. Okay. It's 4 o'clock. Oh, it's still dark out. 8 and 9, 8 and 9. Eight and 9. It's real close to being ready to be harvested. Okay, do you see the red warning message on the crop's tooltip? Growth stunted due to heat will only yield 75% of produce. Yeah, this is because Pudgy planted rye during the summer. Rye is a winter crop. It worked fine in the spring, but Pudgy should have held off. So that's what Pudgy's been doing. Every time Pudgy harvests rye, Pudgy just puts it, puts the seeds back into the storage. Okay, the greenhouse is good. All right, 7 of 9. All right, Pudgy hates to do this. If we take out the wolves, this will result in getting meat, and that'll keep Pudgy from starving as often. It also will give off hide and fat. Okay. But see, the thing is with all the wolves in the pit, it's resulting in no wolves generating nearby the Pudgy's base here. But there are wolves that have been, or at least Pudgy heard wolves over here. Okay. All right, we're gonna do it. Okay, Pudgy needs to get all the spears. Okay, and then oh, nuts. There's still one down there. Pudgy did not know that there was that many down there. Feather. Okay, there's another spearhead. Oh, that's a strong wolf, isn't it? Okay. Pudgy knows as soon as Pudgy goes into that pit. If there's... Even if the wolf is mostly damaged, it's still gonna... Okay. Okay. Okay, bones. All right. Okay, meat, leather, fat. More bones. Okay. Okay, we got 27 meat out of those wolves. Okay, so okay, this is going to result in wolves starting to generate around Pudgy's base. But you know what? Doesn't matter. Okay, the bones we can grind into bone meal, which is a type of fertilizer. The fertilizer will become very important eventually. Meaning, well, the reason why is, as you farm in this game, you deplete the nutrients in the soil. So you either have to rotate the crops, because certain crops take out certain types of nutrients, or the other option is use fertilizer to restore the nutrient levels of the ground. However, if you start off with good soil and you add fertilizer to it, you can supercharge the growth cycle, and you can actually increase the yield or the amount of, the number of the vegetables that you are growing. Pudgy has found that when you use the greenhouses and couple it with the fertilizer, that's like a 2-for, where it can really boost the yield. Okay, so we got 21 bone meals. That's good. Okay, next, Pudgy needs to process the fat. This is something that they added with the most recent patch, where you now have to process the fat. It used to be that the fat did not require this step, and that it would last basically forever. But now, there's raw fat, and it will spoil and turn into rot. Now, rot, you can put into a compost barrel, and that will result in you being able to make... Let's see, let's go here. All right, there we go. Okay, so now Pudgy is rendered fat. And rendered fat is good because it will last. Okay, let's see. there's a leather making process in this game, and the good news is that, you know, if you have access to, well, to lime and oak trees, you can start producing leather. Bad news is that Pudgy has only been able to find 2 seashells, which is the lime. Okay. Okay, well, while that's cooking, we can put stuff back. Okay, we'll put that back. Okay, fresh for 5 days. Actually, wait a minute. Pudgy puts this over here. Okay, fresh for 18 days. That'll give Pudgy time. Unfortunately, the wolf, it can't be used in any recipes. Pudgy's tried it, but the good news is that it will, it does work for just straight grilling purposes. Okay. Alright, bone meal. Yeah, the saltpeter has 13% nitrogen, 44% potassium. The bone meal has 3% nitrogen, 30% phosphorus, and 0% potassium. Okay, that's still not done. Okay, rye. Pudgy just realized something. Even if the flax was ready. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's ready. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 times, okay, you get 4 flax fibers. So 12 times 4 is 48. 48 divided by 4, because it takes 4 fibers to make a string. So that's 12. And then 4 string to make a cloth. 3. There's no way tonight that Pudgy's gonna be able to make the sails. Alright, so that means the sailboat project is really on hold right now. But still, it's almost ready to go. That's a good thing. I think. They plant that. Okay, put that away. How's the quick fire going? Okay. Now, if Pudgy was able to... Well, let Pudgy correct the statement. If there were bunny rabbits, there's a way that you can lure them into the pit. And once you get enough of them in there, they will really start to multiply. But here's the problem. With the wolves and the bears and the boar and the foxes, Pudgy's seen 2 of them. There's no bunny rabbits on this island. There were 2 chickens, but they're gone. So there goes that plan for a renewable food source. Four or 5. Yeah, let's fill that back up. All right, now what is that? Is that a deer? That's a sheep. Yeah, it looks like a ram. Look at the horns. Yeah, we're gonna leave him alone. Although, if Pudgy can lure him into the trap, that would result in him luring a female, because the female would follow. Okay, well, how about this? Is it? Yep, here he goes. Yeah, come on, follow Pudgy. Ah, there he goes. All right, we got him in the trap. Of course, in order to do it, Pudgy had to sacrifice 50% of Pudgy's remaining health here. Oh boy, he is really mad now. Okay, we're gonna leave him in there. Okay, so now that we lured the ram into the pit, he's gonna summon his friends. Oh, wait a minute. Why did Pudgy go over here? Yeah, see, Pudgy's all set up for leather making, but the big thing is Pudgy needs to find lime. And you would think that would be real simple, you know, with Pudgy being surrounded by all these oceans. Just, you can grind seashells to make lime. But no, it doesn't work that way. So far, Pudgy's found 2 seashells on 3 islands. Which makes absolutely no sense. Now, supposedly there is lime in this game somewhere. But Pudgy has no idea where it is. So let's see if we can find... See, there's rocks. Yeah, you'd think there'd be seashells down here. Or mussels or clams. No, it doesn't work that way. Hey, oh my goodness, we got one. One. Okay, seagrass. Because now that Pudgy has all those hides, Pudgy needs to make lime water to be able to soak the hides. Yeah, those are rocks. Oh, coral reef. Uh-oh. What did Pudgy do here? Requires Pudgy destroyed part... Well, it was only one. Okay, H. Is there... Alright, lime. Okay. Chalk. Seashells. Seashells. Okay, so where does Pudgy find chalk? Pudgy found berries, that's good. That's sandstone. Chalk sand, chalk rock, chalk gravel, chalk stones, flint and chalk. I did. These are safe. Pudgy has eaten these mushrooms before. It does not result in Pink Floyd. Okay, no. Okay, there's that boar again. Well, he's getting bigger. Okay, let's see. How much lime does Pudgy need to make lime water? Okay, lime water. Okay, lime water. 1 liter of water. 1 lime. Ah, man, that means Pudgy needs 50 lime. Well, let's see. What does Pudgy have? Bone meal, saltpeter, calcined flint, bone meal. Yeah, might as well consolidate that. Yeah, Pudgy only has 4 lime. Well. Alright, 6. Oh, good. That's all done. Oh, they updated the berries. That way they actually sort of look like berries now. Okay, well, you know what? While Pudgy's at this, let's see where the Pudgy... Yeah, we got 17 days on the hides. Now, on the off chance the Pudgy can't find enough lime to be able to make the lime water to start the leather making process, the hides will rot, and then Pudgy can put them into the compost barrel, and then turn them into fertilizer. So it would be better if Pudgy could get the leather. If the Pudgy can't do it, that's okay. It won't go to waste. Oh. Alright, that's ready. Alright, 8 and 9. Oh, and Pudgy's got 2 flax seeds. Flax seed. Flax seed. Boy, he is mad. Now, there is something that Pudgy saw on the forums for this game, because, you know, they do have forums, and someone brought up, well, why aren't there horses in this game? And the makers of Vintage Stories said, well, it's because we added elk. And that sort of makes sense. Because up in the Scandinavian parts of Europe, because, you know, the makers of this game, they're in Austria. And, you know, so all the weather areas, you know, the topography is all based on various places in Europe. You know, like Italy is warm. So that, you know, they made that like a warm / hot climate. You know, the jungle climate is basically like northern Africa. You know, the temperate is northern Germany up until Denmark. And then basically polar is like Norway. Yeah, Norway, Sweden, like up at the tippy top. Oh, good, more cattails growing. Yeah, so up in the Scandinavian countries, they apparently used to use elk and reindeer for most of their yeah, for their animal transport. Okay. Okay. Seven of 8, 8 of 9. But once it gets to 8 of 9, this stuff takes forever to grow for some reason. Pudgy doesn't know why. Eight of 9. Oh, 9 of 9. 8 of 9. There's 9 of 9. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Pudgy needs 21 cloth to make the sails, and so far we've made 9. So this is a case of Pudgy just needs to just keep chugging, off stream, and keep grinding out the flax fibers. Now the good news is that what's this? 8 and 9. Okay. Spelt, flax. There's a whole lot of flax that Pudgy is planted here. So Pudgy will eventually get to the 21 cloth. It's just gonna take a while. Yeah, more flax. Yeah, more fennel. Okay. Well, you know what, everybody? This is a good place to stop. It's been a very productive day, show here in Vintage Story. We got the sailboat at basically 75% completion. Did a whole bunch of farming. We did some hunting. A whole bunch of cooking. Yeah, especially as Pudgy gets into the later building processes. Things are starting to get to the point where this may not be the best area for Pudgy's final base. But for now, this is really good. And also, we have a whole big island to explore over here. Hey, maybe over there, Pudgy can find some lime. Hey, wait a minute, what's that thingy? Why is there a... It's always weird when the map does these squares. Yeah. Oh, look. It's Area 52. Yep. Yeah, this is a good place to stop. So, Pudgy's going to go ahead and we're going to save the game. Quit the game, and we're going to go over to here. Yay! Hey, wait a minute. Why is Pudgy so far away? Okay, what? Oh, there. Okay. Yep. Time to position with Pudgy. Dun 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 dun. Ah. Oh, Pudgy got an update from a nice art person that Pudgy contacted. She's also a streamer over on Twitch. Her name's Kohaku. She's really, really nice, and agreed to do some backgrounds for Pudgy. So Pudgy got the got a message from her saying that it was almost completely done. Pudgy just had to do final approval. So Pudgy sent the approval, so eventually she's going to send it over. It's either later on tonight or maybe tomorrow. The big thing is she's located overseas. And, well, she had 2 days of power outages, so, obviously that's going to delay things a little bit, but But she's doing good. Everything's fine, and she's fine. House fine. Yeah, so soon, Pudgy's gonna have some new artwork to show on the screen. Pudgy likes it. It looks. Well, in the words of the nice lady, she's like, "This looks so cute, Pudgy." And Pudgy's like, "Well, yeah, it does look really, really good." Yeah, so Pudgy can't wait, but that's coming relatively soon, next couple days. So probably by the time Pudgy gets to the Sunday show, which will be Sunday on Twitch at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Pudgy will most likely have it, and everyone can see it then. Yay! Pudgy would like to thank all the nice people who stopped by the Pudgy show tonight. Thank you, Brandon Murphy, for stopping by. Thank you, Sylvia, your lovely artist, for stopping by. Thank you, QI Fabaka, for stopping by. Thank you, FKHC, for stopping by. And there was a whole bunch of other nice people that stopped by, but they didn't say anything. Thank you for stopping by. Pudgy truly appreciates each and every one of you. Yay! Pudgy HUD! HUD, 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 HUD. Yay! Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't let Pudgy raid into other channels like over on Twitch. And that doesn't make any sense. Why? You have to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to raid, and it's like, that's not good. But that's the way YouTube is, so no raid, everybody. We're just gonna, Pudgy's just gonna wrap up the show, so Pudgy hopes you have a good rest of the night and a good day tomorrow, and also a good upcoming weekend. And Pudgy will see everyone over on Twitch at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/Pudgy Hedgehog. Yay! Bye, everyone!